What has happened right now is sending massive shockwaves through the world. The G7 countries have issued a stern warning to other nations that support Russia in its ongoing war across Europe. They have stated that these countries that do not back the NATO and American approach will face, quote, severe costs. This statement comes after a two-day talk in Japan where the foreign ministers of the G7 countries discussed new geopolitical problems, including World War III.
All praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham HaRakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, which rule Great Millstone well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abba babal. So what you just heard is actually prophesied in the Holy Scriptures in Revelation 13. I'm going to start at 11. It says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth," which is America, "and he had two horns like a lamb," the Republican and the Democrat. "And he spake as a dragon." So this America is built in the image of Rome, the pagan Roman Empire. It says, "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed." Talking about ancient pagan Rome. Okay, it was there was the fall of Rome, which was the beginning of the Dark Ages, and then the so-called white man, the Red Devil, which he disappeared. He went into slavery. He went into the wilderness. All right, became Khazars. All right, the so-called white man, the Red Devil, the Bible speaks of, is Esau Edom. They are the wicked, and they have a beast system, which they have the whole world under this gross darkness of so-called white supremacy. All right, it's America, which is the whore that rides the beast being EU and its military might NATO. All right, it says, "And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him," which the ancient pagan Roman Empire was conquering the known world. All right, and pretty much enslaving everybody into their military. That's what America has done. "And causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast." So once America gets involved, it causes the nations, it weakens the nations with its wickedness. It says, "Whose deadly wound was healed," because it was, once again, the fall of Rome, the beginning of the Dark Ages, and it was healed by America and these other Edomite countries coming into existence. All right, so you had Greece, Rome, and then when they began to try to revive it, you had the Spain, you had France, you had Britain, you had Germany, major, Germany, minor. All right, you had Spain, France, Britain, and then and these came after Greece and Rome. All right, these were Edomite empires, which today are confederate with America, which is the whore. That's why it rides the beast, the whore that rides the beast. Whore because she's in everybody's pocket. It says, "And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men," which America shoots missiles, all right, every day, all day. It says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast," which he has power on the left-hand side to take peace from the world. And he operates in the sight of the beast. That's who protects him with NATO. "And they should make an image, a system to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. Which you just heard that report coming out of Operation World War has started. Full Spectrum Survival is the channel. All right. Which he's reporting from what actually took place. All right. So America and NATO are coming out saying you better get down or lay down. Which that's what was prophesied they would do. Revelation 13:14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. So you better join the system, the beast system, or die, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, which this is a new reincarnation of the Roman Empire. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't want to be down with the system, they're going to put you to death. Which they came out, they have this color code system, which, you know, green is you'll be down with the New World Order. Yellow, you have to go to a re-education camp. And red, you know, kill on sight. So Esau's already operating at these prophecy levels. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which at the same time as this prophecy of them saying you got to get down with the beast system or die, you got them changing out the currency from fiat paper money to a digital currency, the CBDC, which is going to lead to the RFID, implantable microchip, which this devil is going to make mandatory for buying and selling worldwide. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. See, and that's why they're saying you all have to be confederate with us. And they're going to make everything, you know, that you do in life mandate that you have a implanted microchip, which is an abomination. And anyone that takes that device is going to suffer the lake of fire. Revelation 14 verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, which is Esau, Edom, starting with the elite banking ruling class, which funds everything and controls the laws through the politicians, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, his system, and receive his mark, implantable microchip, in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture. So no mercy will be shown to an Israelite that takes this device that they're going to make mandatory. And it says, which is poured out without mixture, so no mercy, into the cup, America, of his indignation, his hatred. His hatred is for Esau, and America is that cup which he's going to fill with his wrath. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, because we're going to be delivered, hopefully, I'm of the hopeful elect, which I pray and hope and strive for. And the hopeful elect will be saved at the return of Yahushai. They will be gathered up into a so-called UFO to be delivered from the great judgment of the Lord, which is going to be the nuclear destruction of America after they make that device, the implantable microchip mandatory for buying and selling. Alright, 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which have been scattered throughout the world in slavery, but 2/3 that are in America will perish because they're going to be deceived into taking that device, and they're going to be left here forsaken and die the death of a heathen. But 1/3, starting with the hopeful elect, are going to be saved and delivered and actually changed into gods and princesses, and we're going to actually start the earth over after the judgment of the Lord, where the Lord destroys the wicked and them that do wickedly by fire, and enslaves them that survive the judgment of the other nations, only bring them into slavery under the Israelites for us to begin our reign, which us ruling is going to start with the heathen in slavery, and we're going to put them to work to build up our kingdom, just as we were enslaved and forced to build up their kingdom. This is why our power is known as a just power. What goes around comes around. And we went into slavery under all the other nations, and soon we will have all the other nations, starting with the so-called white man, Esau Edom, the red devil, in slavery under us. And then everything will be in order, and the people will rejoice eventually after 1,000 years, and the earth will begin to prosper and bring forth its beauty, because the so-called white man has been destroyed and he's been no more. But with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai B'Shem HaRekakodesh. Double honors to our apostles and elders which rule Great Millstone well. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure. And to the end, shalom wa abba.